Yo, 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 what's good? Yo, I seen there, Dallas fan. Mills, Miss Matrix, Uncensored. Yeah, we said it on my live, bro. You brought it up, and everybody's like, yeah, hashtag Brian Flores. This was a week ago. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dallas fan, I remember you said that, and I'm all for it, but what Dak and the Joneses allow it. Mmm, that's culture change. That's culture change. Mills, what's up, Mills? We ain't getting out, homie. I fucks with you, but please don't turn into that slurpy D. Nah, bro, I ain't doing that. The point is, man, we was saying this though, and I'm speaking about culture change with that, bro. I mean, come on, man. He's so defensive minded. We have him a head coach, young. He's young. He's been a head coach. Man, what's up, Miss Matrix? Uncensored, yes, sir. I've been saying this shit for a month. I told you, JB, they be watching. Yeah, bro. 805 Vaughn, what it do? Mills, we ain't getting him. Even Flus be back next season, homie. I fuss with you. Please don't turn it to a test. He wanna Mark Holmes with the false. I'm not throwing out no false hope, bro. That's not what this is about. Miss Matrix. A lot of people have been saying this for a while. I heard it on multiple channels. This on included. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Devil Dog, what's good, JB? We need some all right that going. Man, 805 on these content creators, some goofies. Mills, Miss Mitchell, we ain't getting Flores. Man, I'm just saying though, bro. Man, that's the type of shit we need though. That's the type of shit we need, bro. I mean, come on. Uncensored Flores ain't for the bullshit. We need. That's what I'm saying. We need him. That's the type of coach we need. Y'all want to see Dak play better? Y'all want to see the defense play better? Shit, even the offense. Man, would rather get fired than lose. Right. That's what I'm talking about. That's integrity. Hawk, what's happening? What up, JB? Welcome to I Think Season the Phrase 1980. Devil Dog. Hey, Miss Measures. Hope you had a great Christmas. Doomsday Disciple. I don't I don't know what that means. The real fan, Flores won't come to Dallas. Jerry won't pay him big money and won't give up control. And we want to see some change, man. Some gotta be some. I mean, we gotta make changes. This same old shit going on 30 years, last 10 years. It's just we gotta do something different, man. This shit is bullshit. Doomsday. I don't think this will happen, but it does show that they are at least putting it out in the media to get attention back on the Cowboys. I mean, I want more than just attention, man. I want some real shit. That's the type of shit we need. That's man. Otherwise, we ain't gonna be shit for another 30 years. Shit, culture change got to start now. It has to. It's the same old bullshit we've been doing for the past 30 years, and hiring bullshit ass, cheap ass coaches and players. At some point, the shit got to stop because the shit ain't working. We got to do something different. That's all I'm saying. What up, on sense?
What up, JB? Oh, man, what about yourself?
Shit, man. Like you were just saying in the chat, bro. The type of coach that we need. This is the type of culture
Absolutely, man.
change that we need.
Yeah, I don't know how many people remember, but Brian Flores got fired in Miami for two reasons. One, they wanted to tank for Tua. Brian Flores didn't want Tua; he wanted
Nope.
Justin Herbert. And when he went and actively tank and lose football games, they fired him. And then you remember that he was going on an interview for the Jets, and Bill Belichick called him and said, "Hey, congratulations on the job." But
Yeah.
they had given it to another coach. They were only using him as a pawn.
Mm-hmm. I
He a
remember that
good coach.
shit.
Everywhere he's gone, man, they've had good defenses. Man, he had Miami on track.
Yep. Man, he's a bona fide top notch defensive coach, bro. And
Oh
he's
yeah,
been a head coach. Hasn't he been a head coach?
in Miami he was.
Right. That's what I thought. He was a head coach in Miami. And
Yeah,
that's what
and
the
then
bullshit went
so
down with. He didn't want to.
when he didn't want to lose, and then I think he took a year off or two, and then he went to the Steelers. He was like assistant defensive something, and then he just went over to the Vikings and turned that defense around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he comes unless he's a head coach, bro. I don't see him moving laterally, man. For
Right.
a
And
couple,
I wouldn't mind. That's what we was talking about.
I want him as a head coach. I
Head
don't want him
coach.
as a DC.
Right. I want him as a head coach.
And aren't we tired of offensive head coaches? We've had what Jason Garrett, Mike McCarthy, and now Shoddy, all
I
three in a
was
row.
even I was even talking about what's the guy from the Broncos last year before we hired Schottenheimer. I was thinking about him. What's his name? I forgot his name. D
Yeah,
coordinator for the Broncos. Fuck. Somebody know his name. Put that shit in the chat.
but I'm all for getting a defensive minded head coach in here, man. And
Yep.
if you notice, outside of Andy Reid, most of the long term head coaches that stick around for a while are defensive minded. The offensive ones tend to come and go. But Bill Belichick had tenure. He was there for a long time.
Yep.
And then you look at what's his name in Pittsburgh,
Oh,
defensive head coach. Shit, Todd Bowles in Tampa Bay's defensive
yeah.
coach.
Yeah.
These offensive coaches come and go. But the defensive coaches, if I'm gonna be 100% honest, they either are boom or bust. You know, you get the Jets. What's his name? He coaches for
He with
San
the
Fran.
Niners now. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he doing good with the
He was
Niners.
he was a bust. He's a good defensive coordinator, just not a good head coach.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph. Yeah.
yeah.
From the
So
Denver Broncos.
yeah, but would really I think like you said, Brian Flores is a culture change, man. He's coming in and he's not for the bullshit.
Nope.
He's got that Patriot way about him when they were winning championships.
Man, if Jerry really want to change some shit, bro, and get this stigma off of him right now, man, that's the type of move he needs to make. For real. That's organizational change, culture. I mean, from top to bottom, right there, bro. That's saying that look, the old ways is over. It's time for a new thing. We need to start this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we did in the '90s. A hard nosed coach that don't take no shit.
Hey, I'm gonna address one or two comments in your chat if you don't mind.
That delusion.
Hey, what's
Uh,
going on, y'all?
What's up,
but
man? You was on
I'm
that
gonna
night
address a
when we was
couple of
talking
them.
about that.
The Andy Reid has 3 Super Bowls because of Patrick Mahomes. That's true. However, Andy Reid has been consistently taking teams to the playoffs. He did the same damn thing with the Eagles. They lived
Yeah.
in the NFC Championship game. Andy Reid's a hell of a coach. And then as far as the Hawk R4G, we do need a lot of players. But if you think back, we were saying the same shit in 2020 with Mike Nolan, and Dan Quinn came in with the exact same defense and made them look better. So coaching matters too.
Yes.
Because we thought we was loaded with bombs, and Dan Quinn came in and turned that defense around. They changed some players around, but
I mean, I think Dan Quinn did a hell of a job, and they still
absolutely,
blamed him. They still
absolutely,
blamed him.
I blame him for that Green Bay loss. So I don't think he had that defense prepared at all. I think his mind was already on the Washington, and He
You
didn't
think?
put
I
him.
think he was missing some. Wasn't he missing some starters that game? He was
Not
missing the
really.
corner.
Yeah, he was missing players. He was missing his linebackers the whole season. His linebackers
Oh
got
yeah,
hurt.
that is right. Because they put down Bell was playing linebacker. That's right.
Yeah,
That is right.
But then even that Green Bay game, I always remind people, without Dak interceptions, that's a 14-7 score going into the third quarter.
Yeah, we always say Dak Prescott threw a pick six before he threw a touchdown. Yeah,
Dak doing Dak shit, bro.
yeah. I was just trying to stay away from Dak for the day, but
Yeah,
Well, you know I can't.
but
nah,
Because
I was,
defense always gets the blame no matter what.
yeah,
Defense got the
that's
blame when
true.
they held the 49ers at 19 points. If
That's true.
Diggs would have hit what's his name? If Diggs would have hit
Kittles, Kittles.
Kittles, I mean the defense always, no matter how good the defense play, they always get the blame. This is why I say no more resources to offense. Put everything into
none,
defense and make it a
none.
2000 Ravens defense to
None.
overcome the offense because the defense is going to get the blame anyway. And that's not
There
the
should
strength of the team.
there should be no draft picks for offense until you fix this defense.
True.
Like
That's right.
as bad as Terrence Steele is, he's serviceable. I would rather do one more year with Terrence Steele and Tyler Guyton as the tackles and fix this fucking defense and worry about the tackles in 2027 because they're at least serviceable. This defense is not serviceable at all.
Mm-mm. Nope.
But
I would
people,
say
people,
going in the draft for the defense in this draft.
what'd you say?
I was speaking on going defense in this draft. All
Oh
defense.
yeah, I remember the conversations. We were talking about building the trenches and the linebackers up.
Yep. Sure
Everybody,
was.
everybody wanted to throw weapons around though. But what those weapons get you, man? A losing record.
A losing fucking record. Man.
Yeah, because every year it's going to be blamed. The defense is going to be blamed. You might as well fix it. You might as well try to make a defense the strength of your team because you're looking at the defense as it's the strength of as if the strength of your team anyway.
You know who's the perfect coach to do that?
Who Brian?
Brian Flores.
Flores.
Yo, oh
Yep.
man, I'm about to do it. But
Jerry
the,
got to make that move, man. He gotta make that move, bro.
for all these people
Otherwise,
scared
he
to
ain't gonna
move
be
on,
shit.
for all these people scared to move on from
Yep.
he who not shall not be mentioned. We you got Sam Darnold out here, back to back seasons on two different teams competing for the number one
Two
overall spot
different
in the playoffs.
teams, bro. Got the same record. They
Same record
14
on
and
two
3, right?
different. He was one game away from being the number one overall seed in Minnesota last year, and he is literally playing a game next weekend for the number one overall seed with a completely different team. And he has made Smith and Jigba the number
Boy.
one wide receiver in the league. And these people scared to move on, man. Every other team
They,
is making
they
moves.
say, well, who
Yo,
you gonna get if you don't have that? Who you gonna get?
and if you'd have told somebody in 2022 that you was gonna drop Dak for Sam Darnold, they would have laughed you out of the room.
Yep.
Yet this man is. This is what I mean. You can move the fuck on. There's somebody out there that can play football for you. It's just
No, they scared to move on. That's what it is, unsensitive. They
I
scared
don't.
that it's a big
These,
ass fear in that organization and some of these fans.
these are the people that will let their wife and their girlfriends constantly cheat on them because they're scared to be alone. Like it's just why would you sit up there and you literally when she walk in the house every time where you been? Don't worry about where I've been. Okay.
That's exactly what Dak is doing, man. He keep cheating
Yeah.
on us, man, and we keep taking them back. Keep taking him
Dak,
back.
hey, yo, Dak is you remember the movie Baby Boy? Dak in the kitchen butt naked cooking eggs in your house right now, man. You just letting them get away with everything, man. this, but you can move on, man. You're gonna win, even with a bad quarterback. You're gonna win. What? How many games Cleveland Browns got? 4 games.
Or
And how many games the Giants got? 4, 5 games,
I
somewhere
think they
around
got
there.
5 somewhere. Some they just beat the Raiders.
Yeah. I'm like, why in the world are y'all scared to move on when these other teams are winning just as much games with run of the mill quarterbacks? And y'all act like y'all got, a godsend.
They sure do,
This dude is
man.
nothing. He's not special, man.
Nope.
What has happened is people are equating Dak Prescott's success to the talent around him success. When Dak Prescott don't have a running game, he don't look like shit. When he don't have a number one receiver on the field, he don't look like shit. He don't make players better. So is it the talent around him,
It's always
or
been a
or
talent around him.
or is it him?
It's
The
always
talent
been a
around him.
talent. Yep.
Because when I watch Turpin take a 30-yard pass to the house for 80 yards, Dak Prescott ain't throw for 80 yards. When I watch CeeDee Lamb take a 5-yard slant to the house, or I used to watch Zeke take a screen pass to the house for 60 yards. That's all padded on Dak Prescott. But if you watch the game and you know the context of it, Dak Prescott didn't throw a pass over 10 yards that whole game. Zeke took it to the house on 70 yards.
Man.
See, that's what I think. I think most Dak fans never actually watch the football game. I think they go there like the guy in the office. They got the pen protector in his pocket, and they just look at the stats sitting around the water cooler. I don't think they actually ever watch the games.
But that's what Dak is doing right now is he's padding those stats. So at the end of the year, he's giving all of these Dak fans something to something to be able to argue with. Oh, look, man, he threw for 4,500 yards. But I don't care. He's gonna end up with an 8-8 record.
Hmm. Yeah, he
But you,
fuck around might not even beat the Giants. And he's gonna play.
but you remember the last time we tried to pad the stats against Washington, 2023, when he threw that pick six and they pulled him out then.
Man, I think it's very, and this is why one of the reasons why I think Shotty needs to go is that he is allowing Dak Prescott personal achievements and his goals to
Mm-hmm. The
supersede the
team.
team. Because right now, the moment you were eliminated from the playoffs, a good head coach would have been, "Hey Dak, we're gonna shut you down. We're gonna make you the backup quarterback, but we're gonna see what we got from these young guys." And CD Lamb, we're gonna shut you down because we want to put Ryan Flournoy out there a little bit more. Pickens, your
Bingo.
punk ass is gonna stay out here because you took 2 games off already. And then I'm gonna put Mingo at number 3. And then I'm gonna shut down certain players that like Quentin Williams is not touching the field again. I got too
True.
much invested. I got too much invested in him. You know what I mean? I don't need my tight end getting dinged up. So let's put Span Forward out there. Let's see what he can do over the course of 3 games. You know what I mean? And that's how I want to see what I got to work with during the off season. So I know what I need to go out there and get. But instead, they letting Dak Prescott personal achievements and personal goals supersede it all.
Yeah, that's facts. That's
And it's
exactly
not
what's
even
going on.
it's not even that for Dak. Dak is scared to let anybody get out there with a half a team for
Well,
they
he
can
know
say,
how
"Oh, he
he
playing just as good as Dak."
that's how he got his job. He know that. That's exactly how he took Tony Romo's job. He- Tony Romo got hurt. Dak Prescott went out there, balled out, and it was like you can't get a position back to him.
Why he ain't fake an injury this year? The record just as bad, but he knew better this year not to fake no injury. He heard
Okay,
Michael Irvin when Michael Irvin said that you left that Florida boy getting there, you're not getting your job back.
I don't know. They better draft a. They got to get a quarterback, man.
Yeah, man. If we do go offense, it need to be quarterback. Straight up. It's that
But you can
time.
get. I'm okay with them drafting a 4th round quarterback. Like just get somebody in here different.
Yep.
And the thing with a fourth round quarterback is if he's ass, you could just get rid of him next year and draft another one. Like you're not because the salary cap is so low, you can just keep going to the well for him. You used to draft a tight end every draft. Why can't you draft a quarterback?
I thought that's what McCarthy said he was going to do: draft the quarterback every year. He came in with a bunch of lies.
He
Oh
sure
yeah,
did.
they all lie. And see, I don't want. I'm done with quarterbacks and coaches that the catch lines, the catchphrases. We're going to get better. We're going to go back and watch film. We're going to do this. We're gonna. I'm done with all the talking. I want a coach that's going to come in here and just be football focused. Quit running in front of the camera every single time you can. Quit
Hmm.
regurgitating something you know Jerry Jones want to hear. Yeah,
Man,
Yeah,
it's going I like just what we talking about with Flores, changing the culture, man. It's gonna take something like that for things to change in Dallas.
it is,
I
and you got to
mean,
let Flor. You have to let Flores pick every single staff
yep,
member he wants,
yep,
every single one, and just get the fuck out of the way and let a coach, man. That's culture change.
yep. We'll see a big change in the Cowboys if something
Yeah.
like that go down.
so you
But
think
there,
Jerry admit that Shoddy was the wrong hire and fired Shoddy to make him head coach?
he
That means he
he
admitting that he did something wrong.
hey, he need to, bro. If Jerry Jones is gonna sit up there and say, "Hey, I was actually surprised at how bad this team was this year," you gotta be surprised at how your head coach managed the team
Hmm.
because people are confused with how this offense performed against good teams. Yeah, they
Yep.
flat they padded the stats against the bad teams, but the good teams, this offense did not play well. They did not play well against the Bears. They did not play well at the end of that Panthers game. They did not play well
Nope.
against the Lions. They did
And
not
people,
play well
hey,
against the Vikings.
hey, Uncensored, you said that Panthers game. 10 minutes left in that game. Dak had two
Shoddy
possessions.
lost, but Shoddy
One
lost you
was
that
in the
game.
one was a goal to goal situation.
But do you remember the press conference at the after? The press conference was we thought we was gonna get the ball back, so they went conservative on the drive before throwing those stupid screen passes because they thought they sorry ass defense could bring it back. But see, that's shoddy.
Come on now,
Once
that's
it
not. I mean,
that's
they
that's chick
know how
that's
our defense been performing this season. How they gonna rely on the defense?
that's chicken shit shoddy. You have to play off the strength of your team. Your strength of your team was supposed to be your offense. So why would you hand the ball back to the weakness of your team and hope that they can get you your ball back? That makes no fucking sense.
That's terrible.
But see, that's where I fault Shoddy, number one, as an offensive coordinator, head coach, two, as Dak, because Dak is supposed to, before that drive even happened, Dak is supposed to be over there with Shoddy, saying, how are we gonna do this? What are we
Hmm.
what are we looking for? What are we gonna attack on this next drive? And he come out and run fucking screen passes, bro. And Dak Prescott isn't even a good enough quarterback to get out there and change the fucking play.
Had to play.
And that's the thing too. See, Dak and the coach put it in these fans' mind that it's defense by saying, "I thought I was going to get the ball back." You don't think you're going to get the ball back from a defense like that. You supposed to go down there and score.
And you
Yeah.
got this dude running his ass off right down the middle of your defense. The whole game. He told you button up. And you couldn't stop him all game, but all of a sudden y'all gonna stop him in the fourth quarter. Come on now, man. This is the bullshit I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, that's coaching.
Cowboy fans like to be lied to for some reason, man.
Yeah, and Shotty part of the blame too, because they killed. He killed him with this thing too. Javante Williams. Javante Williams had like 1,500 yards this year and more
Absolutely.
touchdowns. When he's
Absolutely.
running the ball, they get close. Now, let me make that the stop. We're gonna
Yeah.
throw the ball and get this touchdown. Man, you've been running for 5 yards a pop. Run the ball in.
Yep. Javante will be like 4.7 yards a carry, and they'll take the ball out of his hands when they get to the
Yep.
10-yard line. That is why they are ranked 19th in red zone efficiency. This high powered offense that nobody's supposed to be able to cover, and your MVP Dak Prescott. And all of a sudden they get within 20 yards of the red zone, they can't score.
Nope. We've always had that problem with Dak Prescott in the
because
red
they
zone.
get too fucking cute, man. They try to determine who their heroes are going to be instead of just focusing on scoring.
Then they rely on goddamn Brandon Arby too damn much.
And they
That's what
blame the
kills
fucking
me.
kicker.
That's hey, that goes to your point uncensored about Shotty not being aggressive, man.
He's not. He's a chicken
They
shit
so
coach, man.
reliant on just man. They're just so reliant on just he just called plays. I don't think it's no rhythm or rhyme to what he doing when he calling plays. He ain't setting up for two or three
Nope.
plays later or no type of shit like that. He just call a play and see what happens.
Yo, I watched the 49ers play the other day, and I watched Kyle Shanahan's offense. This dude would motion his tight end from one side of the offense out to the slot, and then start him motioning back in, snap the ball, and then have him block out on the defensive end.
Mm,
I'm like, this is insane how much creativity he got before the snap to make the defense think. Because all of that motion says pass play. And then he motion him out and basically do a reverse crackback block and push the defender outside and create the lane next to the tackle.
But we can't have a creative offense coordinator like that because you got a limited quarterback.
Yeah.
Every offense coordinator that was here said from Scott Linehan said I had to dumb down this is not my offense. I had to dumb it down for number 4. Kellen Moore had to dumb down his offense.
Yeah.
Then McCarthy dumbed down Kellen
yep.
Moore offense. Look at Kellen Moore offense
Yeah.
now.
Hey, I remember in 2023, Mike McCarthy, remember he said he was going to do the Texas Coast offense at the beginning
Yep.
of the season, and Dak Prescott, and then he went back to the fucking Kellen Moore offense because Dak Prescott couldn't grasp his offense.
Nope.
Look at Kellen Moore offense with New Orleans right now.
He
I
got a
know
backup to a backup balling.
I know Jerry Hop. He like I got rid of him. I knew I had him. I knew I had a gem.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So something Jerry Jones is right about. Kellen Moore was a good offensive coordinator, but everybody
Not according to the
crucified the
Dak
man.
fanboy Slurpees. Not according to them. His options routes was too much for Dak Prescott, and that's why he threw so many picks in 2022. It was because of Kellen Moore
Nah,
in the
problem
option routes.
the problem is that with an option route, you need your receiver and Dak Prescott to see the exact same defense. And the receiver sees the right defense, Dak Prescott sees the wrong defense, and that's what throws the interception.
Yeah, because all the receivers
That
couldn't
I
be
mean,
wrong.
and I tell people all the time, like the two people that I saw, me personally, that I saw run the option route better than anybody in the world was Tony Romo and Jason Witten.
Or that wide options.
Them two ran that zone. I mean that read
Yeah, they
option.
did.
They ran it perfectly all the time. They saw the exact same defense, and they would make the right run and throws.
That's what won them against the Lions too. Remember that when he set him down at the mailbox?
Hmm. But Dak Prescott can't do it. And Dak Prescott started off with Jason Witten. You would think that they would have had the conversations. But see, Tony Romo pulled in with Witten, and them two became friends. D- Dak Prescott did that with Zeke. But see, Zeke ain't running option routes for you. So instead of you guys sharing the same room, like Dak and Ferguson sharing the same room on a road trip, and being able to go over the game plan and say, hey, when you see this defense, which route you gonna run? All right, and stuff like that. He's sitting there joking around with Zeke. Zeke ain't adding no benefit to your game plan. That's just turn around and hand the ball on. That's why when Zeke wasn't there, Dak Prescott couldn't do shit.
How you can't do shit? What he had like three different head coaches and two different coordinators. Yeah, them regular season stats look good, but when it comes to when it matters in the playoffs, why can't he execute the same way they praise him with them stats in the regular season and in the playoffs?
And it's if you really pay attention to Dak Prescott's career, he struggles to execute against good teams. So
Yep.
when you get into the playoffs, you're facing good teams. So you run into that. It's just more apparent in the playoffs because they have a completely separate record for the playoffs. But if you look back at Buffalo games and stuff like that, he's Ravens game, these good teams, he struggled like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he lucked up with Tampa Bay in the playoffs.
You had an old aging team that had already won a Super Bowl that didn't have that same fire and drive. Tom Brady wasn't even sure whether he wanted to play football at the beginning of the damn year. He missed. Remember he had the family stuff going on. He
Yep.
missed. He
Sure
missed training
did.
camp. That wasn't the same team. That was an aging team that was going through the motions to see if they just was talented enough off of experience to get through it.
Well, that's his defining moment in the playoffs. That's all they talk about. He retired
Yeah,
Tom Brady.
yeah. Congratulations, you
Right.
beat a 42-year-old.
When they had 8, 9 team.
Yeah, they barely scraped in.
But see, the defense don't get no credit for that game because the
Nope.
defense
They
actually
sure
one
don't.
who stopped Tom Brady
Yeah,
Mm.
because he was
I think
about to come back, but defense said nope, nope. I mean, on the first drives, he was about to make the game close. Defense said, "Oh no, you ain't getting nothing."
They had
yeah,
like 2 turnovers in that game, some shit like that, didn't they? They had a pick. No, they had more than 2 turnovers. They had 2 picks. I know one by uh goddamn Diggs. Then they got a pick in the end zone from Brady. I forgot who it was
Brady
in
was
that
about to
game.
tie that game up in the first quarter, like 7-7 or something. And defense said no. If Brady would have tied that game up, we'd have saw a deer headlights that.
yeah.
Coyote stat pad, is that like a buzzword like politicians make up? Can you name which game this year he had stat padded? Yeah, the Washington Commanders.
The last game.
Shit. And he gonna stat pad against the Giants next week. So what you talking about, Playboy?
Anything that's meaningless is stat pad, man. The season is over. This ain't nothing but
Right.
stats.
Why is he playing? And then he said he want to take pride in finishing out the season. Why did you take pride in the beginning of the season, goddamn, and show some more fortitude and play better?
He want to hold on to that when healthy. He never had a losing season.
That's
He
all they
playing.
want to hold on to.
So tell me this: what is 8-8-1? Is that a winning season?
Oh, they gonna claim that's a winning season or not a
Yeah,
losing season.
500. They love mediocrity.
That was so. This reminds me of the Green Bay game. At the end of the Green Bay game, I watch people get on there and say, "It's not a loss. It's not a win." So if you can finish 500 at the end of a game, and it's not a loss and it's not a win, what is 500 at the end of a season?
Man,
You got
anything to
500.
not look at this guy and see that he fucking sucks. Anything. Man, this boy.
Yo, those MVP seasons, that MVP talk went away real fast, didn't
You don't hear
it?
no more about that shit.
That shit disappeared. They tried to spark it back up after the Kansas City Eagles game, just a little bit.
Yeah, but then when you look at those games, though, look at Kansas City, bro. It was like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs.
Yeah, y'all
They
want to know something?
wasn't. They wasn't the same Kansas City team, man.
Yeah, y'all want to know something?
And
Arizona
the Eagles,
Cardinals.
we always split with the Eagles, so that don't even really matter.
It's a divisional game. The Arizona Cardinals have not won a game since they played the Cowboys.
Mm. How about that?
I don't
And that's
believe
what
they
I
won a
say
game.
too. The offense only scored 10 points that game, but you're gonna blame the defense. You expect the defense to hold the Cardinals to 9 points. So they look at the final score of these games and say, well,
Mm-hmm.
the defense lost the game. Well, maybe let me see the offense get that defense a lead one game. See how the defense played in. Even though I know
But
the defense is sorry, but at least get a defense a lead to protect and then
adapt
see what
to
they do.
But Dak delusional. This is where you have to actually watch the games and know the story of the game. Because how many times does this offense go three and out and keep that defense on the field?
Oh, that's too much.
How many times has the offense gotten down there and scored on the first possession of the game and gave that defense a lead to play with?
Hmm.
It don't happen very often. I think it
Nope.
happened what 2 or 3 times the whole season.
But that's the number one offense with two YNs. Number one.
And they can miss me with that bullshit.
Fool's gold offense.
Hey, bro. Hey,
Yo, you
since
can
I made a few videos about that, that shit wasn't gonna matter with that Prescott.
listen. If you score 40 points on a garbage team and then score 10 points on a good team, your average is 25. So it looks better than what it is. But you cannot score points when it matters against good teams.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I
And
get
that's
it.
all that
I
matters
get it.
with me.
I get it. The Bears are one of the better teams in the league. Why can't you compete against the better teams in the league? I get it. The Panthers are going to the playoffs. Why can't you compete against teams that's going to the playoffs? What the fuck is wrong with this team that the only team that they beat with a winning record is the Eagles?
It's the Eagles. And that's a division game.
Miss me with all that bullshit about the fucking defense. You get the ball back every time the defense gives up a score.
Yep.
Go down there and do your job.
You can't.
How many times did Dak Prescott step off the field with the lead? And this is the only games I don't fault Dak Prescott. If you step off the field with the lead and the defense gives up a walk-off touchdown, a walk-off field goal, okay, I understand. But there's been plenty of times where you had a chance to go down there and go up, finish the game,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all couldn't do it.
Yep. It don't matter what weapons you. I mean, damn, we've said this before, man. It just don't matter. It's almost like, bro, like it don't matter what you get this guy because they banging on that we have a top five defense this year or our defense this year, but throughout this guy's career, he's had good defenses. No, we know Mike Nolan won shit, whatever, but I made a video about this shit too. Even in 2024, it was better than this defense we got, right? One day crying about if we just had a middle of the road defense. We had a middle of the road defense in 2024. Where he go 3-5? Well, he got hurt. I'm
Yeah, he was
saying
the reason we
like,
didn't go to the playoffs.
huh?
He was the reason we didn't go to the playoffs in 2024.
Shit, he started off 3-5.
And in 2020, everybody don't remember, but every game we lost, it was because of his turnovers and the start of the other team that gave the other team the lead.
He went what 3? He was what 3-5, 3-4, or something like that year too when he
Now,
got
wasn't he
hurt.
like 1-3 that year, I think?
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah. 1-3 or some shit like that.
Yo,
Yeah.
I did the math. If you take away Brandon Aubrey points, this offense averaged 19 points a game.
People are mistaking Brandon Aubrey's field goal points as offensive points. No, that is special teams. You got offense, defense, special teams.
Absolutely.
His points are not offensive points. And you look at, just like you just pointed out, Uncensored, you look at these games with this number one supposedly offense. It's been Brandon Aubrey putting up 14, 15, 12. Now, I
But
mean, he's just
yo,
kicking fucking out of the damn stadium.
Dak Prescott has games where he did not throw or run for a touchdown.
Exactly. Multiple, like 3 or 4 of them.
And we got 4 games where he went an entire half and didn't score a touchdown. Not even a field goal.
Not a fit.
Come
Didn't even
on.
get Aubrey close enough. You know you get him
They
60.
got shut. This team has been shut out for halves of football.
Yep.
Completely shut out.
Yep.
That is why I say I do not blame the defense for not making the playoffs. because everybody highly stressed on the defense. I'm like, no, it wasn't all defense. You got to look at the game and see that the offense did not do
Mm-hmm.
their job.
And listen, when you go three and out and put the defense on the field, and the defense gives up a long drive, and maybe they hold them to a field goal, and then the offense gets the ball back and goes three and out again, and put that defense back on the fucking field, they're gonna give up touchdowns, man. They are fucking exhausted.
Yep.
You know what game you just that everybody hop on. You know what game you just repeated that was in the playoffs? 2018 versus the Rams. That's
Yeah,
exactly what the Cowboys offense did. But they want to say the Cowboys offense gave up 290 something yards rushing. I say a lot of that was only 3 points too. They didn't get touchdowns. They got field goals out of that.
yeah. But it was and Dak Prescott could not score.
He couldn't.
It's sad, man.
We in that game too though. It was, I mean, they ran for a lot of yards, but they was kicking field goals though. They ran for a lot of yards, but they weren't scoring touchdowns every time. The defense was holding them to field goals, even though they was running a lot. They got a couple touchdowns, but other than they was getting field goals, and there was opportunities for Dak to put up more touchdowns. But
It's just so frustrating, man, when I sit up here and I'm watching the 49ers go through three quarterbacks in a season
mm,
and they're competing for the number one spot.
they got top notch defensive players out.
Yeah, man. Fred Warner, their heartbeat of their offense is gone.
Right?
And they ain't even got Greenlaw this year. Greenlaw
Nope.
is
I think they let Greenlaw go or some
yeah,
shit like that.
they let him go in free agency.
Yeah.
They got a lineman and a
That
receiver
was
or a
the
tight
core.
end out too, don't they?
That
They missing some
Yep.
pieces.
Ayuk is out with a knee injury.
Yep. Are you been out the whole
And
season?
that's their number one.
They ain't got Debo no more.
They ain't got man, they retooled the entire fucking offense, man.
Yep.
Around Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft. And these people keep talking about who you gonna replace him with, man. I just
Replacing with the last pick in the draft, then. Goddamn it.
look at this, man. The San Francisco 49ers, once upon a time, traded away three picks to get Trey Lance
Mm.
and then drafted Mr. Irrelevant to replace him. You can move on from these dudes, man. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. You will watch quarterback play football and he will lose and win just like Dak Prescott. It is not that serious, man. You can move on from Dak Prescott, man.
They scared, man.
And the
As
49ers
soon as
lucked up and
they-
got they the
I'm telling you,
49ers luck,
Dak Prescott is the new drug. Boy.
and look,
You
the 49ers
addicted to
lucked up and
something?
got the oh my fact.
No, go ahead, Dak.
And the 49ers lucked up and got the quarterback they wanted too. Mac Jones. They were thinking about Mac Jones. I think somebody made them pick Trey Lance, I think. They wanted Mac Jones at first anyway.
Shit, he stepped in and still kept that winning streak going when Purdy was out.
Look, man, look, Geno Smith actually did pretty good for the Seattle Seahawks. They shipped his ass off and brought in Sam Darnold. These teams are look,
Right.
the Patriots had Matt Jones. They said not good enough. And they moved on.
And when
It
drafted,
is
boy,
it
Drake
is
May.
it is fine to move on when you realize that your quarterback has hit his ceiling or he is not the right fit for your team. It's okay to move on, man. And if Dak Prescott goes somewhere else and win a Super Bowl, clap, 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 congratulations. You wasn't getting the shit done here, so I don't care. Everybody's talking about Demarcus Lawrence up in Seattle. Clap, clap, clap. You wasn't doing that shit when you was here.
Hmm.
You know what I heard when he was here? Boy, shit. I heard, oh man, we was tired. That's what I
Yep,
heard.
that's what I heard. I made a video about that shit. We was tired.
Demarcus Lawrence been quiet up there. Been quiet.
And that's just been the overall Seattle Seahawks team, bro.
They just perform. Jay, just do your job. Just
Yeah.
perform. But they want to sit up there and act like Nashawn Wright. Clap, clap, clap. You was not doing that shit when you was here, bro. Now I don't know if you developed as a cornerback or if you under the right coaching, But you was not doing that shit when you was here.
It's like when the Cowboys players go other place, they always play better.
Yeah.
It seems like that. Schultz down in the Texans, they going to the playoffs, and he been an impact on that team too.
They should have never let Schultz go. He should have been re-signed.
Nope.
He's a better tight end than Ferguson.
Yep.
Significantly better.
Oh,
And
we
who was that?
boy,
And Noah Brown still playing too.
They
who
like to pay. They like to pay the wrong people, man.
Commanders?
Yeah, I saw. Wasn't Noah Brown playing for the Commanders the other day?
Shit, I don't know. Yeah, I thought damn Michael Gallup was with the Commanders at one point.
Gallup left. I think
Yeah, he got signed, but he didn't make it through training camp.
Oh, okay.
he is somewhere else now.
I think he's sitting at home.
He might
Yeah,
be.
I think he's sitting at home. But we still paying him. Shit, I think we owe him $8 million this year. He made.
Michael Gallup?
Yeah,
Damn. I mean,
Yeah,
shit,
they
that's
had,
gonna be the same story with Dak Prescott though. 'Cause
yeah.
they
Dak
gonna
Prescott's
restructure
on
his
the book for
contract
like.
this year.
Dak Prescott's on the book for a long time, man.
Bro.
Let's
That's
see
what I'm
who
saying.
else.
We might as well just cut our losses right now. Like, I mean, shit. What's the ROI on this guy?
Yeah. We paid Zach Martin 8.8 million this year, dead money. We paid 8.7 million dead money to Michael Gallup. We paid 7.5 million dead money to Demarcus Lawrence. Paid 4 million dead money to Brandon Cooks. Dead
Mm,
money Mozzie Smith in the trade 2.6. Kier Elam is 2.5 dead money. Damone Clark 2.1 dead money. And then we got a bunch of 100,000s.
damn, you dropping facts, bro. God damn.
It's dead money, man.
Man. And then
Everywhere you look,
and
it's
then they
dead
wonder
money.
why we can't go get, premier players and shit. We playing for players like Murray and motherfuckers like that. They don't
Zion
understand that
Childress.
we don't have no cap. You know what I'm saying? We can't maneuver with the cap because of this contract with Dak Prescott.
Yo,
Like,
Zion,
goddamn.
you paying dead money to Zion Childress twice because you re-signed him after you cut him. This team is stupid.
wow.
We got 16 million on the on IR right now.
Oh
Deron
shit.
Bland, Robert Jones, Peyton Turner, Jack Sanborn, Miles Sanders,
Ah,
Cornelius, Trevor Keegan, Phil
what up,
Maffa.
Derek?
What up,
What up,
guys?
Dallas man?
Man, oh man, not much. uh,
So
man,
you think
yeah.
this will be culture changing, man? You and Dallas. I mean, if we do some maneuvering or make a move like getting Brian Flores, I want him as a head coach.
I mean, I think it would be a culture change. Personally, I think it'd be a very positive culture change. But again, like I said, is Jerry Jones going to allow that? And
Mm.
better yet, is Dak going to allow it? Because the whole reason why Schottenheimer is the head coach goes back to Dak. So I
Well,
do think it'd be a culture change, though.
there's that and the fact that Jerry doesn't like to pay coaches. If you think about it, the reason he
Hmm.
probably didn't fire Mike McCarthy was because he doesn't like the idea of paying someone to sit on the couch because coaches' contracts are 100% guaranteed, and Jerry can't handle that. So he just signed Brian Schottenheimer. I don't know how long his contract is, but I don't see Jerry wanting to pay Brian to do nothing.
I think it's 4 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Uncensored, what do you think? You think I'm
Say
right
that
on that
again.
or no?
Say that again. Sorry, I was.
No problem. I'm just saying, what's your thoughts on Jerry not liking to fire coaches because he doesn't like to pay someone to sit on the couch?
I believe that's true. I think he tries to get until it's like clear and obvious. He doesn't really like to make any moves, and
Mhm.
I think it's. I don't even know if it's so much the money because I think it's a rounding error for Jerry Jones, but it's the pride and ego thing for Jerry Jones. If he gets rid of Shotty, this year, or even Matt Eberflus, he has to admit that he had a bad hire because it's widely known now that Eberflus was a personal Jerry Jones hire. See,
Mhm.
if Shoddy would have hired Eberflus, I think it would have been no problem saying Eberflus, you got to go
Exactly. Yeah.
because he could have said, hey, Shoddy as a first year head coach, he brought in the wrong guy, bad move. But because Jerry Jones brought in Shoddy, it's Jerry Jones admitting a mistake by getting rid of him. Jerry Jones sunk 2025 by keeping Matty Eberflus as long as he did. And I understand that
Hmm.
you don't have a capable DC, somebody to step up within the organization to be DC. And you usually have to do it that way in the middle of a season because it's hard to bring in somebody from the outside in the middle of a season to institute a completely different game plan that you spent all off season just trying to get in to begin with. But Jerry Jones' willingness to just stand by and let this ship sink to the bottom of the ocean is damn near criminal. Like
It
Man,
is. Yeah, I agree.
he should be charged with fraud for putting out a fraudulent team this year
Mm.
and then trying to sell people that halfway through the season I remember am I mistaken, didn't he say he still thought this was a playoff team or some shit like
Yeah, he
mhm.
that
did. He
He
thought they were
halfway
a
through
did. He
Super
the
Bowl
did.
team.
halfway
Yeah.
He
through the
did.
season?
No, he
Yeah.
still thought it's just a Super Bowl team because
Yo, isn't there a law against false advertising?
I like that.
Hey,
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Well, hold on. Let me add.
Like
Let me add.
I know
Right.
I own my business, so I know I can't put out a lie and say that my product is something that it's not and
Right.
get people to buy tickets to it. Like I can't sell you a concert and say, hey, Jay-Z and Beyonce is gonna be my headliners, and then I show up with cover bands. Like that shit don't fly, right?
True.
Hell no.
I can't tell you I got a playoff team and bring you fucking Tuscaloosa University and put them on the field and put the same product out there and charge the same amount.
Yeah.
Well, it's a question of if people are going to be prepared to want to go sue him for that. I mean, that's interesting. It would
Hell
be
no,
interesting.
it would never work. I'm just
It
jonesing,
was.
but
No, no, no. I think it's an interesting concept. But the other thing that kills me about them is like, I was just really looking after our last conversation, and I was like, okay, you know, we were talking about Brian Flores. Look, he ain't going to pay for what Brian Flores would want. Number one. And number two, he wouldn't want to give the power that Brian Flores would need to get the job done. Because I'm pretty sure when they had that conversation, that's not going to go well. And the last point, which I keep forgetting, is Brian Flores sued the NFL. So that means he sued, in a sense, Jerry. So,
yes.
and you're still in
Yeah.
a lawsuit with Brian Flores. That case is not resolved. So what person?
I thought he settled that.
Yeah, I thought
No,
that was subtle.
if what I
Yeah.
read is correct this morning, it's not settled quite yet.
I know
Yeah.
the Chucky one is still
Jerry a
going on.
Yeah, Chucky's
businessman.
still going on. So I mean, because I mean, those are things. So do you hire someone that tried to sue you? I mean, just on principle, I just don't see someone doing that. And Jerry's a big part of the league. So I mean, he's the one that brought the salary cap upon the NFL because he didn't want to pay the money to his players.
Yeah. Well, he sure. You know, it's funny you say that. He sure wants to pay a whole lot of money to Dak. I mean,
I don't know
you
that's
meant you mentioned you mentioned something, Derek, about him not wanting to pay the coaches, and I agree. The whole reason why
shit.
the Cowboys extended Dak in 2024 is because Jerry didn't want to have to pay the 50 something million dead cap hit. I feel like part of it was because he didn't want to pay that. So he was
He
like, you know what?
didn't.
I don't want to pay $50 million
Yeah.
dollars to this guy that may not be my quarterback next year. So he sells me a lot of jerseys. He makes me a lot of money. He's got a
Mhm.
very delusional fan base
Fan
here
base.
on,
Yep.
so
That's gonna
I'm going to
keep
go ahead
paying
and
me.
just extend him. And I think deep down, Jerry knows that Dak's not the guy, but he likes Dak, and he's got a likable personality to Jerry
Mhm.
Jones, and so he's like,
And
you know
off the
what?
field story.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? Maybe he can get it done. I mean, I don't. I obviously we know that's not going to happen, but you know, a lot of the reason why the Cowboys are in where we're at, besides Jerry Jones making the stupid moves that he's made by hiring Matt Eberflus, does go back to Dak. I mean, the whole reason Brian Schottenheimer is the head coach is because that's who Dak wanted. There was never, I don't think there was ever a true coaching search. I think as soon as Mike McCarthy was gone, they knew it was going to be Schottenheimer. So they went out there and they interviewed guys like Kellen Moore and Robert Sala and Leslie Frazier just to make it look like they're searching for a head coach. But they knew Schotty was going to be the guy the whole time.
Well, let's
That's
be honest.
crazy.
And yeah,
Let's be honest with that. Okay, so if you think about it, after Jimmy left, can you honestly say there was a real coaching search for Barry Switzer? No. Can
Absolutely
you?
no,
not.
And could you say after Barry Switzer, Chan Gailey, that was a heavy
Nope.
search? Nope. And Wade Phillips. I mean, if you look at the coaches you've brought in coaches that either had a moment and then were burnt out, or never been or never had. I mean, that's what listen, Brian Schottenheimer. I mean, look, man, he seems like a good guy and all that, but how many years he's in the league and has not had an opportunity as a head coach?
20.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say longer than that. Not,
I'm
he's been
just
coaching
saying.
since the
Jerry
'90s,
Jones has never
30
done a
years.
head coach search at all, ever.
Exactly, and that's the whole point. So, I mean, it has to be something where he's infatuated at you at some kind of meeting. Maybe you guys go eat some nachos somewhere, and he's like, that's what we need to do. I'll say, so you need to go eat nachos with Jerry,
Man,
and
I
then he'll make
can't
you.
because I would smack the shit out of him if he said something I don't like. You can't sit up here and lie to my face, man.
But I mean, you hear that story about McCarthy and them. They had beer and nachos. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
what
Oh,
kind of business meeting
they
is
did the
that?
little sleepover, made a little pallet on the floor and all of that shit.
Oh my god!
God.
Yeah, I can see it now, man.
Uh,
Jerry, just as how Jerry Hines is next coach, they were building a sandcastle in Florida, and Mike McDaniel's is now the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, it's going to be something stupid like that in terms of the process. I mean, they have never done a real coaching search. They don't evaluate their players
Even
correctly.
Bill Parcells was handpicked.
Yeah, that was not exactly. That was not a search for Parcells. That was, I'm in chaos mode. I need to put a name out there, prove everybody wrong because I'm Jerry. So he hires Bill
He was
Parcells.
chasing a stadium deal, bro.
Yeah.
and
It,
and that's and we've stayed there. We haven't really gotten much better since Bill Parcells left. I mean, we won a few playoff games here and there, but yeah.
well, allegedly he was trying to after Parcells left, try to keep Sean Payton or whatever, and I don't believe that at all because Sean Payton, as we learn how his demeanor is, that was not going to work. I mean, Jerry likes not only a yes man, but he also likes a person that's not going to call him out and tell him he's full of it. I just think when you're a business owner of some kind, you have to have a situation where your personnel can come up to you and say, "Hey," especially when you're making mistakes, say, "Look, man, you're wrong. you need that." Kind of like
Those are your best staff members, bro.
I know.
Mm.
I mean, I could tell you today, right? We're kind of still on holiday till the second. I went into work and one of my employees saw me at the shop. He's like, "What the hell are you doing here? Get out!" So people are like, "Oh, you can't tell that to the owner." Some people think that way, but those are your best employees, man. The ones that tell you, "Hey, you need the break." And you know, I think if I was Jerry right now, you have to sit down and really evaluate it. You've done this for 30 years, Jerry. It has not worked. Maybe it worked in terms of how you bought the Cowboys with your family. I'm watching that Netflix documentary now, trying to get a feel for it. If that's all accurate. It just seems like you've had your success, man. I mean, if you're trying to say you're not successful, well, Jerry, you're successful. You bought the Cowboys. You paid off that debt. Your company, your organization's worth billions of dollars. Come on, let it go. I mean, when you won those 3 Super Bowls with Jimmy, I mean, yes, your money was the main cause at the end of the day that helped it. I mean, that's 80% of it right there is the money. You have to have the money to make it happen. And Jimmy, you hired Jimmy. That was your hire. So I don't understand why he feels he didn't get enough credit. I mean, that's just the part that I just cannot understand behind that.
It's an ego thing. When you're like Jerry Jones and you're probably one of the richest men on the planet, it's never enough. You always have to prove you do better, and that'll never be enough for him. He's always going to have to prove that he's Right. That's just how people. That's how people like him think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
that's
man. To his
good.
detriment, though, the team, man. That's what I'm saying. This, you know,
Go ahead, JB. You
Brian
were saying?
Flores talk that we put out a week ago, man. This
Okay.
man, culture changing. This is something Jerry got to do to be show something
Hello.
different.
And I agree with you, JB. I think Brian Flores would be a great hire, but then again, like I said, will Jerry Jones do it? I think he should. I think most Cowboys fans would agree he should hire somebody like that, but is that going to go along well with him? And is that going to go along well with these players that are soft and entitled and want to do things their way?
Mhm.
Like
Shit,
that, and
get him
that's
out of
honestly the
here.
truth.
Well,
Get him
my
out
I
of
thing,
agree
here.
with you.
well, my thing
But
is, well, my thing
No,
is
man.
that if we got Brian Flores as our new DC, you got to understand that it's the what type of players does he want to build this roster? That's the biggest thing.
I'm not talking about DC. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
he's
head
head
coach.
coach. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
head
I'm talking
coach.
about head coach.
I don't know. I think we need to give Shoddy a pass. This was his
Hell
first year
no,
as a
man.
No,
Oh,
rookie.
hell
no.
no. Hell
We
no.
have to give him a pass. I mean,
No, you
this
ain't
was
gotta
his
get no.
first
This
year.
professional sports. You don't get no pass.
Hell no.
You
Gotta
get
get it
millions. You
done,
get
bro.
millions of dollars to
He
perform,
gets
man.
like he probably with all the pressure that he's had in his first year. I mean,
Man,
he kind of faced the
man,
adversity.
I listen to that motherfucker stand up there and talk about, oh man, we're gonna be so good. People gonna come stealing our coaches.
Right.
Bro, you
Like,
could go tell that to the Jets fans with Aaron Glenn. Tell that.
exactly.
the coldest.
I just
Yeah.
don't think that Jerry's going to fire Schottenheimer. He
No,
was
he's
the one
Man.
not.
that picked
No,
him.
he won't. He won't fire him.
Yeah,
He
and it's
won't
gonna be
fire him.
another 10 years of Jason Garrett. Like you can
God.
look, there are certain shit. He's been in the league for 20 years. He was bad as an offensive coordinator this year. Even if you ignore head coach, he was a bad offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Well, he has been the play
He's
caller this
gotta
year, and
he's gotta go, bro.
He's got some question. He's had some questionable calls as a play caller.
Bro, there's every coach has a pattern, and Schottenheimer has his patterns, and there's a reason he was never made a head coach till now.
Exactly. There is a
And,
reason.
Yeah.
and I just don't look. The bottom line is it's not even so much about shoddy. It's just the whole internal way they run it. They need to gut it. I mean, Uncensored said it best. You got to get rid of Will McClay. Everyone that's on the scouting department, you just got to fire everybody. I don't care if anyone's had a
Burn the
so-called
whole
good,
system down, man.
totally rip it apart.
Yeah.
I would give Steven, here's your severance package. Jerry, go on your yacht. The only person I keep probably might be Charlotte because she's shown to be a person that listens to all sides of the equation.
And she's more into marketing than
Yeah,
Right,
she's
right.
more marketing.
Yeah, but the point is though, she I just think that because she's not a person who's all obsessed with football, making her hands be on it, she's going to bring in people to do because it's got to be one of them. I mean, they're the owners, and she's the one that said from a long time ago. She says, "I'm not a football person," and so because she knows that, unlike her dad and her brother, that means she's more inclined to bring in people that do. And when you bring in a source like Brian Flores, you obviously need to bring in a general manager that obviously Brian can work with, but at the same time, is not afraid. Both of them cannot be afraid of each other to say what they're thinking. They have to be able to have those arguments or discussions, to make things work. And once you do that, I mean, let's say they did it this offseason. I don't expect you to do anything this offseason with that, what I'm telling you to do, because in the long run, it's going to help you. You're going to have a miserable season, more miserable than this. It's a fact if you do what I'm talking about. And then the following season, you guys see what happens. I mean, a team that did that basically is the Broncos. I mean, if you think about when they brought in Sean Payton, they ripped everything apart. I mean, even their organizational structure. I mean, John Elway was GM. Everything got ripped up. They threw out everything and started all over. I mean, they took the hit to get rid of Russell Wilson, which is a big hit. And look at them now. And that's what the Cowboys have to do, but they're not prepared to do that because they run it like a mom and pop shop.
yeah.
It's a family.
It's a family
Family
thing.
business. That's what it is.
I mean, it's a fruit stand. I don't see the difference between Jerry Jones's, fruit stand and a professional football team. I just don't get it. I mean, look at the Saints. I mean, they mortgaged their futures for a lot. They got that Super Bowl that they wanted, and even with all the cap issues they've had for years, you see they keep still trying to build something. And look at them now. I mean, they didn't have a great season, but you can see where they're heading.
Yeah, you can look at the Patriots. They fired their head coach after one season,
Mhm.
and now they were competing for the number one spot in the AFC the next year.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
Like you,
5
you
years.
cannot be scared to move on. Like
Can't be.
you have to sit back and critically evaluate and hear the very hard opinions of people and say this dude is just not it.
It's just
And
not.
look, fire is the best cleanser. Burn this shit to the ground, man. This coaching staff, all of them go.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
of
Boiler,
them.
Clayton
boiler
Adams?
boys, towel boys, the janitor, everyone's got it.
Everything. I don't give a fuck whether the equipment manager, the training staff, the Dr. Cooper,
The
all of
water
them.
boy.
All of them need to go.
My
Start
my
over.
biggest I agree with you, but my biggest fear is they're going to keep either Eberflus or let's say they move on from Eberflus. Let's just pray to God they don't hire White Cotton or somebody.
They're not going to do that. They're going to whoever is the defensive pass coordinator or some crap, or maybe they bring Dan Campo back out of retirement. I mean,
Man.
their obsession with their past success, if any. I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if they bring Butch was it Butch Davis?
Butch
was it?
Davis, yeah, Butch
Oh
Davis.
my God! Might as well bring him out of retirement.
I think the smart thing to do, if you're not gonna bring in Brian Flores, and when I say bring in Brian Flores, I'm not saying don't do a coaching search. I'm saying you should go in there with a favorite of Brian Flores, but go out there and really search for a head
Mhm.
coach. And
Yeah.
if you fall infatuated with somebody that you think is even better than Brian Flores, I'm all for it. But I would have him at the top of my list
Hmm.
and then actively actually interview five more candidates from college quarterback coaches to NFL coordinators and things like that to see
Yeah.
if you can. One, they got to learn how to interview people. Like we said, they haven't actually done a head coach search.
Yeah,
Everybody's been handpicked. I mean, you guys went through from Campo and all of them, and then Bill Parcells was a meeting in a private jet on the tarmac. That's how him and Bill Parcells came to terms. And the Wade Phillips was the coordinator in waiting or whatever, and then you
Yep.
had you handpicked
Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett for him.
Sure did.
Then you handpicked Mike McCarthy. Then you handpicked uh what Shoddy.
Schottenheimer.
It's just Shoddy didn't even have a fucking cubicle.
I know, right?
Scotty
They
even
pulled him out of
wanted
the
Robert Soloff. He wanted him.
they had to move the brooms and the mops over just to find out where the fuck
Man.
Shoddy was hiding at.
I would love to do something like that. I mean, here's the thing: you're the Cowboys, okay? And that used to mean something. I know it doesn't mean nothing anymore. It means for 30 years, but I mean, you should be the kind of organization where you could go to Brian Flores and say, "Here's this right here, give him a check. So look, you fill out what you want, and we're gonna make that happen." Tell Brian, hey, you know what? This guy, let's say
All your
McDaniels
players.
gets fired from the Dolphins. Is that guy's offense? Because I don't know why I'm enamored with him for some reason. And the only reason why it's not because I think he's a horrible head coach. I think because he got overzealous with this himself, and I think he'll learn from it. Mike McDaniels, because I look what he did with the Dolphins, and he said he looked at Tua and says, okay, this is what this guy can't do. Let me build an offense around. He did that, and then Tua showed his ass this year for whatever reason because he's not a smart guy. Let's be honest, Tua's not very smart. But Mike McDaniels, if you look at every play design, everything that's rolling out, it's putting everything on which Tua is able to throw short, accurate passes. It's all timing routes and all that stuff. I mean, if any coach could get what you can out of Trash Scott and say you've totally maximized, because you're stuck with him. You're stuck with Dak because for whatever reason Jerry won't fire him. I'm looking at this, Jerry. If you're telling me you're prepared to sign a check, no matter how big, you go get all the big guys. Go grab Brian Flores, make him your head coach. Make Brian Flores, or give Brian Flores, the power to make Dak cry so that Dak will want to be traded. And if Dak is too stubborn to do that, you bring in a person like Mike McDaniels, and you just you have an all-star. You try to have an all-star coaching staff. I mean, I'm dead serious about that. But Jerry won't do it. His so-called stars are his players, and he overvalues his players
because his mind is ego. He's got an ego mind.
Well, guys, think about it. He had Kellen Moore, and what happened? Kellen Moore. All the stupid fans came out, and I should say the Dak fans came out, and they blamed Kellen Moore for the offense not being successful when it was Dak and him not being successful.
Well,
Everybody trashed him. Everybody trashed him.
Yeah, but Kellen Moore, for his growth and development, he needed to leave Dallas regardless, and that actually helped him to get better. That's just to be totally honest on that aspect. I mean, yes, you're correct that Dak wasn't doing him any favors, but at the same time, staying in Dallas was not helping Kellen Moore. Because if you look at what happened to him, he goes to the Chargers. You have elite quarterback talent. He wasn't able to get it done, and obviously he learned from that. He goes to the Eagles, and that I think finished the pieces he needed. Gave him the experience. I mean, he needed that. And now you look at him in the Saints, and I like what he's doing with the Saints. But the only way you get that is to go elsewhere, because him sitting in Dallas was not going to help him grow as a coach. To be fair to Kellen Moore on that, Dak wasn't doing him any favors either. So I just I see what your point is about Kellen Moore now, but you got to look at him at the time and what he needed to grow and get better as a coach. It's not good to sit in the same pool forever. I mean, we've seen that already. I mean, Dave Campo is a great example of that. I mean, he's just was Dallas the whole time, and he never grew. And Eberflus, I don't know what Eberflus, but whatever. He's trash.
Let me ask you something though. I mean, would you say that we're a bottom 5 run organization? Do you think we are the absolute worst? Because I know a lot of people like to say that
Jets
we haven't won.
Jets are,
but
15 years without getting into the playoffs. I mean, that's almost mathematically impossible.
What about the Miami Dolphins? Would you say that? I would say we're better than Miami Dolphins even.
We're better than the Dolphins, but not by much. The thing you got to give the Dolphins credit for is they realized they need to tank, and of course you had a coach that didn't believe in that, but at least they knew who they were, and they were ready to kind of blow it up. But at the same time, that owner has shown lack of patience when patience was needed. I mean, if you look at the Jets, to be perfectly honest, the biggest problem with the Jets is Woody Johnson is probably the biggest Jets fan, and it's not good to have a fan running an organization because he thinks with his heart too much, and that's what gets him into trouble.
Could you make the argument with Jerry Jones the same thing? Because he did come out and say he was
Jerry's about Jerry. Jerry's about Jerry. Jerry almost bought the Chargers. He always wanted to own a football team. And he just so happens that when he struck it rich with the oil, he was able to buy the Cowboys. Cowboys were just so happened to be, I mean, Uncensored said it best, right? When we were talking about Michael Irvin when he got hurt, and we were talking about is Jerry a racist or whatever. It was the fact that was his investment, and he was worried about his investment, which was Michael Irvin. And the Cowboys are just that. It's his biggest investment. Everyone thinks of him as still the oil guy. I'm like, he's not. Most of his money comes from running the Cowboys. If the Cowboys were not making money, Jerry would be in trouble. But the Cowboys clearly make a lot of money. Our fans are rabid, and they love this organization, whether it's the history and it's the Walt Disney effect, man. Which is your grandparents love the Cowboys. Your dad loves the Cowboys, and it keeps being passed on the next generation. It gets bigger and bigger each generation going forward. And that's really how the Cowboys have grown. I mean, that's how Disney grew. You look at Disney, it wasn't the first generation when Walt was alive. It was when those kids grew up, the first people exposed to Disney, when they grew up and become adults, they were going to expose their kids and have that shared experience. I mean, and you hear it all the time, like, using the Jets again. I mean, what's his name? Mike Greenberg. He said it best. He said one day, he says, his dream was to, sit at the Super Bowl with his dad, watching the Jets play in the Super Bowl. But his dad's long past. He says that's not going to happen. His kids, he's getting old himself. He says he probably will not be able to do that with his own kids. and so that's that fan base, the Jets fan base, is one that's declining because let's think about it. I don't know that. I mean, I'm 43, man. I don't know the Jets winning anything, and a lot of young fans here with the Cowboys don't know. I mean, think about 30 years. That means someone is like an adult, has children and everything, bought a house, and does not know about the Cowboys winning.
I mean, that's true. I'm almost 30, and that's kind of that's been the story of my life as a fan. I mean,
Add another 30 years to that, what do you think's going to happen?
what do I think is going to happen? Well, probably become obsolete at this point.
Exactly. And so that's what, and Jerry won't be around for that. But that's
No,
what
he may not even be around for 20 years. I mean, he's 83.
So. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, you got to look from Jerry's perspective. I mean, he's still milking it in. And, the question is, how does Steven look at it? How does Charlotte look at it? Because like when Jerry's gone, it's Jerry Jr. I keep forgetting about him. It's the three of them. How are they going to continue this? Or are they going to finally wake up and realize, hey, if we really want this to keep going, we got to turn things around, and maybe Dad was not right. Are they prepared to say that?
I don't know.
Can we trust Stephen Jones as the GM though?
He already is. I mean, let's be honest. Jerry's just the figurehead right now. I think Steven honestly took over in, I want to say 99. Is that a fair assessment?
Do you think so? I thought it was more 2009 is when he really.
Well, Jerry said that he's the one that pulls the trigger on all these deals. He
has to sign. He signs off on it. But in terms of the research and basically, I mean, they basically go up to Jerry and say, "This is what we concluded, Jerry. What do you just need to sign off on that," and he okays it. I mean, I don't think Jerry is as hands-on as he once was. I mean, we don't see Jerry doing what he used to do back in the early days for the Cowboys because he doesn't need to. Stevens is everyday operations, and he trusts his family. I mean, he talks about that all the time. How his family is what made it happen. I mean, Charlotte is what made the brand it is today, and Stevens the one that. I mean, think about it. I read the story about how when they were trading for Deion, Steven was pissed off that they're going to pay all that money for Deion Sanders, but Jerry wanted him.
Super Bowls, right?
And after that, how many other big trades have we had, really? Other than, I guess, Roy Williams, the receiver. But other than that, I mean, everything else has been cheap. And
I guess Micah Parsons.
Did you think that the Quinnen Williams trade at the time was a good deal for Jerry to make?
It is. It is because you
so.
finally the sad part is you only now decide to address the defensive tackle, but it's a little late. I mean, the time. I mean, here's the thing: even if loses defense, you have to have a stout front four, and your linebackers have to be able to go and attack without being touched. And we don't have good linebackers, which is another problem, which they may or may not try to address in this draft. But if you look at what's happened to them over the time, is that they keep neglecting certain positions over and over again, and then finally they wake up. Someone comes in, kind of fresh, but someone that they trust tells them, "Hey, we don't have these things." Mm-hmm. And by the time you address that position, other positions like our corners are not where they used to be. And like Uncensored, everyone said before, our biggest problem is we are not developers. We don't develop our talent. You have to be a superstar from the beginning, get drafted by the Cowboys, and you have to be great. You have to go be great on your own because they are not going to help and develop you. They just don't do it.
Well, it goes back to coaching. Like, look at the coaching.
That's the biggest thing. It's coaching. It's coaching.
Coaching's a big part of it, but it's the structure in between. I mean, the way they just run the organization. I don't care if you had, Bill Belichick, Brian Billick. It doesn't matter. You have to have the structure in place, man. You can have the best tools. Take any business. I mean, and you see it all the time. You see restaurants. You name a business. They'll have all the best tools possible. But it doesn't matter if they don't know how to manage money. I mean, there's a company, not to get too much into it, but bottom line is the company was taking, I'm going to make a fictitious number, okay? Let's say the company's making $50,000 a year. I mean, as you know, that's nothing. But then when you go over the books and you review everything, you realize the company should have been making $440,000 a year, but they were horrible at pricing. They didn't understand their margins. They didn't understand this and that. Now, when you take a look at the Cowboys, they know how to maximize the margins. I mean, we've seen tickets, we've seen jerseys, all that stuff, all right. But in terms of the football operations, in terms of managing the roster, handling that second contract, which we've talked about, they failed at the second contract. The first contract, which when they draft, is basically been established by the league. But the contracts after that have all been horrible. Then your talent evaluation of your players, like how good are they really? You fall in love with it. I mean, why did Terrence Steele? I still to this day don't understand why Terrence Steele got that second contract. Jalen Smith, why did he get a second contract? Obviously, Dak Prescott.
Dak got a contract when he was hurt. Just like
Zeke is another. I mean, you may even look at Zeke the same way because he had a lot of tread on it. I mean, I thought they learned that because they did it. DeMarco Murray had that phenomenal year, but he had a lot of tread, a lot of wear and tear, and they got rid of him. I thought, okay, they understood that. But then they go ahead and sign Zeke after all those carries, and then that's another bad investment. DeMarcus Lawrence, I mean, think about it. He held out with an injury, and he says, "Well, I'm not going to get, I'm not going to get surgery unless you pay me." And I'm thinking, wait a minute, what? Is that where we're at?
I'd have called this fucking bluff.
Exactly. I mean, that was horrible. I mean, so
I'll do the same thing with all these players, man.
So do you all think that we should draft a linebacker in the first round?
Absolutely.
Would your
first pick be Sonny Styles?
I would go. I would go Sonny Styles if he's on the board.
I would too.
Yeah.
Would you go C.J. Allen if he's not there?
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Would you go offensive tackle?
Absolutely.
No. You mean the Proctor? The Proctor kid?
No, these tackles are not good. These tackles here are not that good at all. None of them are.
No. I think there's only one draftable tackle. There's only one draftable tackle, I think, and he's a right tackle. He's a right tackle. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this draft is bad for Dallas in terms of what they actually need. I mean, you don't have any edges that are none of the edges are good. I mean, Bain's kind of okay.
David Bailey.
The guy from Auburn's not that good. So
David Bailey is in the draft.
I'm just saying, linebackers is your best option because that's probably the most talented.
Linebackers, safeties, and corners is what I'm doing.
I think that's what we need is linebackers, corners, and a safety.
Yep,
we need.
You need two safeties.
Well, I'll tell you this: the main thing the defense really needs, besides those, is a new defense coordinator. they need that.
Well, that's the biggest thing. If you get a new defensive coordinator,
sure.
That's the biggest thing. If you get a defensive coordinator, he's going to want to get his guys.
Right. I'm just saying, but you need a new defense because whatever they got with Matt Eberflus sucks. I've been saying that since week 4, man. If you would have fired Eberflus, you would have been a lot better off. But Jerry didn't want to do that.
I called it the day he got hired. I said, this is Mike Nolan 2.0.
And then Jerry comes out and calls out Eberflus for the schemes that he's got. Late into the season, he calls him out.
Hold on. My question's always been, I'd love to hear this. Why is it when McCarthy left, was Zimmer not even considered for the head coaching job?
Zimmer wanted, he said, I don't think he wanted to exactly be a head coach yet.
Okay.
But he said if Shoddy was made head coach, he was not coming back as a defensive coordinator.
And I agree with him on that. I'm just curious why he wasn't even offered the job.
I don't think he was ready. I don't think he was ready to jump back into head coaching that fast.
And plus, you got to think of his age too, man. The guy is 69, 70 years old. I mean, he's kind of
Yeah, but I'm just saying that
kind of old for a head coach. But
if you're going to coach, you might as well coach the top position. He was willing.
That's true.
He was willing to coach. He was willing to coach. He didn't believe in Shoddy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at Zimmer. What I loved about Zimmer that 1 year was the fact that he tried something beginning of the season. It wasn't working, and he made the changes, and I saw improvement. And that, to me, is a sign of a person that is very smart and understands football. And
so Zimmer said when he got in, he didn't want to change too much.
Yep.
because of the previous years of success. So he tried to run Dan Quinn's style defense. Halfway through the season or so, he started to implement his style of defense, and he even said he wished he would have did it earlier in the year. But he was trying not to change too much because the base of the players was still the same, and he was trying not to
Rock the boat.
basic, basically sweep everything that they had from 12 and 5, 12 and 5, 12 and 5, and then
Right.
say that's not good enough. So we're gonna switch to mine. So
But you got to respect. I mean, like I said, you have to respect that. I ain't got no
but
problem with that.
that's the sign of a good coach because he came in showing you that I can coach under multiple different schemes.
Yep.
He was able to try to Dan Quinn, and he was like, "Look, this is not working with the personnel that we got," which we saw it fall off the cliff in
Yep.
2023.
Mm.
2024 was just the tumble down the cliff, and then later on in the year, he was like, "Look, I wish I would have instituted my defense earlier in the season." He was willing to. If Mike McCarthy would have been back, Zimmer would have been back.
Exactly. And the
Man.
thing is, from what my understanding, what happened with Mike McCarthy was that Jerry was trying to lowball Mike, and Mike's like, "No, I'm good. I'm out." And the Joneses were caught off guard because they just thought they just had Mike in their back pockets.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, Mike wants to coach. He's
Well,
desperate."
Mike was playing some games too because he put out that bullshit story that the Chicago Bears were interested in hiring
Of
him.
course,
They
of
they
course.
never even fucking called him one
But
time.
it's part. Yeah, but it's part. It's
Me,
part of the
me
game.
and Danny Savage called that shit out immediately and said this motherfucker is lying,
Yep.
Well, he
lying.
lied. He
Yeah,
lied to
you
get
want to
his
get
job uncensored. He said
exactly.
that he
Yeah,
watched
he
all
lied
the
about running
film.
the ball
I,
too.
I knew he was lying then, and all the coaches have lied about that. We're gonna focus on running the ball. You did not pay Dak Prescott $60 million to hand the shit off. You can lie to somebody till the cows come home, man. As long as that dude is making $60 million, they're gonna put that ball in the air. You did
Yep.
not go out and get. You did
Yeah.
not go out and get George Pickens to,
Mm.
to run the ball. You did not pay Ferguson to run the ball. You can look where the money is at. The money is in the air.
Yep.
So, what do you guys think that we should like go to a 4-3 scheme or stay at a 3-4? Because right now, I
We're
think
already for it. We're already
We're
4-3.
already 4-3.
we're already in a 4-3. Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of people have
Hey,
been saying like we've been in a 3-4, and I'm like, no,
you
we
don't
haven't.
have
We've been in a
you don't have the
We don't have the
size for three
personnel for
four.
it.
we
We
don't
You need
have a
tried to do.
personnel
size.
for a 3-4.
Your
Yeah,
bet.
We're
We
in a
Your
tried
four
to
bet.
run
three.
that
Your
in
best bet.
2020.
Your best bet is like Spencer said. You want to try to address the linebackers position as best as you can through a combination of free agency and the draft. If you can get a Quincy Williams and
I like Quincy Williams. I like him.
and you get him along with
Sonny Styles.
Bobby Styles, that'd be good. Yeah, obviously you're going to lose George Pickens. I don't, with your
Think
Yeah, I
so?
just
Mm.
there's no. I don't see how the Cowboys can pay him. You got to think we're
you
going to be
can't.
$47 million over
You
the
may have to
cap.
They're
franchise
gonna
tag
kick
him.
the can down the road with
Yeah,
that
but
Prescott
regardless, I'm just saying you
contract.
got to look at replacing George Pickens.
That's the other thing too, because
And
if
that
you look to
Ferguson
replace
contract
Pickens,
was
you're going to have to draft a receiver, or at least go out in free agency and get one.
Well,
well,
can you? Why don't you just use Brian Flournoy as your number two?
Yo,
he's not.
I'm about to
Illinois has
shake.
been really good. I'm not going to lie. He's
I'm about to shake the stream up right quick.
Mm.
Pickens isn't the
Okay.
one you get rid of. It's CeeDee Lamb.
CD
Oh, I
Lamb.
agree.
Mm,
ooh.
And the reason
mm.
why is
Pickens is
because
the real number one.
in 2 years, you have to redo CD's contract anyway. So why not trade him? So you franchise tag Pickens this year. You trade CD in 2027. You sign Pickens if he get his head out of the fucking gutter. You sign him,
Mm.
and then because Pickens is significantly younger than CD right now.
That's a good point.
What is that
and,
gonna
and,
do
and you
without
have you have
CD
to
and
you have
Pickens?
the Rams is showing people how to do this. They got rid of Cooper Cup and brought in Puka Nakua, and then what they did was they signed a veteran in
Mm.
Devontae Adams on a 2-year deal to fill in the gap. And what they're going to do is when Puka Nakua gets through his second contract, they're going to bring somebody else in, and then they're going to let Puka Nakua go. This is
Right.
how you rotate in and out of players. The Cowboys
true.
have to stop holding players like
Yep.
trinkets. Move the fuck on.
Yep.
Yeah,
Quit,
CD.
quit trying to hold CD Lamb. Players do not retire with their draft teams anymore. You have
Yeah,
to get value out of them later on in their career.
I mean,
We,
CD,
we, I agree.
CD's showing wear and tear already. So you're seeing it this year. So
Yes.
you want to get ahead of the curve on that.
And
Yeah,
could
the
you
biggest thing is too is that Ryan Flournoy has stepped up his play, and I think he's a
He's
solid
like third.
receiver.
He's a third. He's a third number three. But regardless, that's a good point. Regardless, you still want to, like Uncensored says, you want to start playing for the future because once you get players, once they get to that fourth year, you really got to look at them as okay. We got to look at starting to replace
Yeah,
them. You get
and start replacing
Yeah,
players, man.
because Pickens is the core with along with Quentin Williams,
Oh, but
Overshown.
technically, this is how it should play out. You should franchise. You should make Flournoy your number three. You should
Yep.
franchise Pickens. You pay CD and CD's already paid. You play out next year. During that off season, you pay Pickens. You trade CD for whatever you can get, whatever the market says. Flournoy stays at number three, and you draft your second wide receiver and
Yep.
with the hope of developing him so that when Pickens, who is now on his second contract, in 3 to 4 years after that,
Mhm.
you can move on from him. You elevate your new draft pick over to number one, and so on and so on. This is how you rotate it. I don't believe in ever paying running backs. You run the shit out of them on a rookie contract, and you send them off the pasture and let somebody else play it. And you get
But,
fresh leg. You get fresh legs, and you continue to run. Old
would you
legs
sign
is
Javante
old.
Williams? Would you sign
Oh,
Hey,
him?
do you think we should?
absolutely fucking not. Old legs and slow legs, bro. You
Yep.
move the fuck on from these players, man. Javante Williams already had an injury history with young legs. And
Yep.
just because he showed you one time that he can get through a season, no. Hell no.
Means nothing. And like this guy's point, is there a point in saying Pickens when you have Dak? You got to plan on you're getting rid of Dak in 2027. So that's how you have to look at it. I
but
mean,
how are
if
we
you
going to
could,
do that if we restructure Dak? That's the thing I'm
Well,
worried
you have
about
to
is
restructure
because
Dak because you got to get money somewhere.
yeah, exactly. You
there's
can't
a
not
full born
restructure Dak this year.
there's
It's
a full born every year in the league. I mean,
Uh,
if there's true what people keep saying, oh, everyone would jump on Dak because he's a free agent. Okay, prove it. I mean, if there's some fool willing to trade for him,
Yo,
by all means, go ahead.
they didn't go after Lamar Jackson in his prime. What the hell make you think that they won't see Dak Prescott?
Hey, the Raiders do crazy things, man.
Man,
Just
the Raiders didn't even call for Lamar Jackson.
I know, right?
Nobody,
oh
Lamar Jackson didn't get one phone call from anybody that didn't say, hello, this is the Baltimore
He
Ravens.
was a free agent.
Mm.
no,
These teams are
yeah,
not sitting
yeah.
up there, look, and nobody wants Dak Prescott contract. Dak Prescott, in the history of the league, this is the very first time that a quarterback has been the highest paid player for consecutive years. That means that quarterbacks that came after him with more accomplishments than him still got paid less than he did. It is the worst contract in the history of the NFL.
History, bro.
Oh, I agree with you on that. There's no debate. There's no debate. His first contract sucked too. There was no reason he should have got
There
This
the
was no
max
reason
contract's
to
money.
the
pay
worst.
that. That dude was not worth 40 million fucking dollars back then,
Nope.
bro.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, that contract Dak signed, that's this last contract he signed, is the worst in all of sports history. Period. And like you said about that, I mean, listen, the only way I would have signed Dak that like when his rookie contract was up, if he came in and said, "Hey, I'll do it for 20 million." But that 40, I said, "Do you see the door you
I
walked
would
in?"
have
Yes.
I
Go
would
ahead.
have even done it for 30 because that was 5 million below the going
Nah,
rate.
I do 20. I just told you 20, man. 20 because he was coming off an injury. To me had no leverage.
No,
Well,
yeah, he had no leverage.
Derek,
Yeah.
they did try to go out there and pay. I'm good. This is where I'll defend the Joneses because they did try to pay Dak twice. They tried to pay him 30 million
It's too
in
high.
2018. He turned it down. Then they tried to pay
Mhm.
him 33 million in 2019
Yes, it's
after
worse than
Goff
Albert Haynes.
and Wentz got paid, which honestly he really didn't deserve more than them, but they gave it to him anyways, and he turned it down because he wanted a 4 year deal and he was trying to get as much money as possible. He pulled a Kirk
Up front.
Cousins on the
They,
Dallas
they should have just
Cowboys.
let his ass walk, man. They should have
I
Yup.
just
know
let him
that,
fucking
but
walk.
his fan base here on YouTube was lying and said, "Oh, they offered Dak the money too late," and that's not the truth. They
No.
offered him multiple fair contracts, and he turned it down
Yo,
because he tried. Yeah,
I remember that because I remember that Jerry Jones came out and
Yeah.
said
Oh,
that
so,
they basically had an agreement, and then Dak Prescott came out and he was on pace for the most passing yards ever in the history of the league through the first 3 weeks, and Dak Prescott went back and on the deal that Jerry Jones had with him. and they
And,
wanted more.
and that's where, if I was Jerry, if I'm dealing with someone, we have a quote unquote gentleman's agreement, and someone does that to me, bye.
And
There's
that's
the
and
door.
that's why he got rid of Micah Parsons.
Yep.
That's
And
why
it,
I think he got burned one time with Dak, and he was like, "Okay, this is the last fucking time somebody's gonna shake my hand and say we got a deal." And then Micah Parsons pulled that exact same bullshit, and
Yep.
he just shipped it out.
Yep.
and
And I
Osa,
agree. And
Osa's the
no, I
biggest
was just
thing.
saying,
Go ahead.
and I agree with you. And I'm glad they got rid of Micah because after he did that and they tried to pay him and then he came out with that BS, I was like, yeah, trade him. And I'm glad they did it. I'm glad he did
That's
it, that he
right.
didn't do it twice.
Y'all notice that every player that always say, "Man, I play this game for free," or "I
Yeah,
don't need to be the
bullshit.
highest paid," they always become the highest paid.
Yep.
Yep.
They're they're full of crap, man. Mike Evans, remember he came out and said, "Oh, well, I'll take less so I can have more guys around me." Behind the scenes, he's demanded to be paid the highest paid, and then look what happened. Went to
He's a
Green
fucking
Bay.
liar.
Yeah, he
Let
went
me
to
tell you.
Green Bay and he tore his ACL, and now they're gonna
Yo,
pay him all that
he
money.
literally started training camp to say, "I'm out here for my brothers," and then laid his ass on the table and became nothing but a distraction. The fuck out of here, man.
Man.
I'm telling you.
If you were out here for your brothers, you'd be out there on the field actually training, actually helping them get better, working on technique.
Look, the bottom line is they evaluate their players poorly. That whoever
Very
does that
poorly.
needs to get fired. You need people that would
Yep.
look at these people as what they are, which are they are what they are assets until they're no longer assets. Stop looking at them as family. They're not family, Jerry. You already have a family. You have grandkids and all. You should have figured that out by now. And these are business partners. These are agreements. They are mercenaries, whatever you want to call them. Okay? The players have to get as much as they can. I will never hold it against a player trying to get as much as he can. You just got to find out what team. But you have to be a team that realizes, do you need to pay that kind of money? Because
You
you have
can't
to decide.
overvalue
And I don't
yourself
believe the
either,
Cowboys
though.
do. Every other
You can't
Yes, you
team.
can.
overvalue yourself.
Yes, you can, JB. If you get an owner dumb enough to give you the money, you better take every fucking dime of it, bro.
Yeah,
Man,
right. But I'm just saying. What I'm saying is this: I
I
honestly
get you
believe,
right.
sorry, that the Cowboys have to start saying, how much are we going to pay for each position? You need to be reevaluating that every year.
Yep.
And,
Yep,
and
I
I
agree.
don't believe,
I agree.
they do it. They just it's money.
It-
Just do it. You know,
They just need to set percentages because the cap changes every year. So just
exactly.
say, look, we're not going to spend more than 15% of the cap on quarterbacks, the entire quarterback room. So if you end
Mhm.
up overpaying for your number one, then that means your third string quarterback is going to be a fucking bum. You know what I mean? You have to
Yeah.
go, all right, we're only going to spend 2%, 3%, 5% on running backs.
Mhm.
And then that is the running back room. And if you overpay for the first running back, then your second or third one is going to be lacking. But to sit up there and put 30, 40% of the cap in the two players is in fucking insane to me, bro.
It's stupid. It's
Look at
stupid.
look at the
It's
Bengals.
not a recipe for success.
Look at
It's
the
not.
Bengals. Bengals are a classic example of what you're talking about.
Yeah, you put so between Higgins, Pace, and Burrows, it's
How,
something like 60% of the whole salary cap in three players.
Yeah. And you know what the sad thing is, uncensored, is Dak Prescott, just Dak Prescott. I'm not talking about CD and all those other guys that are making a lot. But him by himself, he takes up 30% of the cap,
Yeah.
just his contract. And you know how replaceable he is? We were 4-4 with Cooper Rush just last year
dude?
with less
I've been
talent.
preaching this shit to the choir for 2 years that there is no difference between 8-8 and 5-12. It's still a fucking
Oh,
loss. You still ain't doing shit. So why
Nope.
do you care? Why do you care? Because you won 3 more games this year. Whoop de fucking do.
Dude,
I don't even give a fuck if you make the playoffs. If you go one and done in the playoffs, whoop de fucking do. You got one extra game this year. I want a fucking Super Bowl. I keep telling people this shit. I want a fucking Super Bowl, man.
bro,
I don't want
I'm
playoffs
right
or
there
any of
with
that
you.
shit.
bro,
I'm
I
right
would.
there with you. I'm just saying you don't need to go out there and pay these quarterbacks 60 million. The 49ers going out there, they had Mac
Absolutely fucking
Jones.
not, man.
Mac
bro.
Jones literally got them. He won them some games. He was only making
He kept
13
him
million.
afloat.
He
He
held
kept
that
him
shit down
afloat.
till
That's what
Purdy
he went
came
out.
back.
You telling me that the Cowboys couldn't have signed in like Mac Jones? Let's say Dak didn't get signed. You telling me that with Trey Lance, let's say you still traded for Joe Milton, you guys couldn't have brought in Mac Jones or Justin Fields or whatever? I mean, and you telling me that those guys couldn't produce
I'm
enough
telling you
wins
right
like that?
now. I'm telling you, Mac Jones probably would have put up at least 30 touchdowns with this
Mac,
roster.
Mac
Yeah,
Jones
easily.
gets you. Mac Jones gets you at least 6 wins. So you telling me Dak Prescott at $60 million is only 2 games better than Mac
Damn.
Jones?
60
And I wouldn't
million.
I
even say
get,
he's. I don't even think he's two
yo,
games better. I
and
think
I,
that.
and I don't think you lose to Arizona with Mac Jones.
Nope.
Well,
I think Mac Jones would have gotten the Cowboys to the playoffs this year. To be honest with you.
you know
Look at the
what?
I,
With
weeks
I,
George
that
I
they
Pick,
don't
if you,
think
make
if
I
you
out.
don't
had
think
George
so. I
Pickens,
don't think so under Shoddy. I don't think so. Shoddy's not.
Okay.
Mm,
Well,
yeah,
that's fair. But I'm just saying, there's a few games that Dak didn't show up in. I feel like Mac Jones shows up in.
Hey, you know what though?
That's true.
I'm a bite my tongue for a second. I'm gonna say this. Maybe Shoddy and Dak together wouldn't have got it done. Maybe Shoddy with Matt Jones could have.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You never know.
Maybe. Because maybe you can run a better. Obviously, he can run Kyle Shanahan's offense,
sure
which is a
can.
hell of a lot more
Mm-hmm.
complicated. So
bro,
Yeah.
maybe you could have put a better offense together. Period.
with Mac Jones's release, which is what 2.2 seconds in the pocket, where Dak needs 7 Mississippi states in the pocket. That's why I'm just laughing when I said that, because I posted something on Facebook the other day about Dak this season keeps walking into sacks, and people are like, "Oh, you're an idiot. What the hell are you talking about?" I'm like, there's so many sacks that Dak should not have had. It
Yeah.
drives me up the
Oh,
freaking wall, and that's why I call walking into sacks, because I don't care if it's the Great Wall of Dallas. After 3 seconds, you should be looking at rid of that ball. That ball
But
has got to be gone.
but look how he drops back. When he drops back and he finishes his drop, guess what he does? He drifts to the left every fucking time. He just
Never
can.
steps up in the pocket.
He constantly just bobs to the left. Go back and watch the games. Go back and watch his last game.
He never
He
steps up in the pocket.
he drops back and then he just drifts to the fucking left.
He never steps up into the pocket. He never works inside the pocket. He's always going to where the danger is. Like wherever the pressure's going, he fades to that direction. And I've never seen that in my whole life.
Well, and see, they have give themselves a false sense of security every year because they let this shitty offense go up against this shitty defense in training camp.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get there's always 2 good games every year. When the 2 worst teams play each other and the 2 best teams play each other, you always get good games. And just like and so literally the Dallas Cowboy training camp is a shitty offense going up against a shitty defense all training camp. Am I lying?
Hey, hey, but you know what?
You can get 2 bad teams together and you get 40-47 as the
Hey, your
final
boy
score.
Elam picked
Yeah.
off Dak Prescott 3
Yep.
times in training.
And he ain't
Where
even
is
on the team
Elam now?
anymore. He's not on the team.
Picked Dak off 3
Hey.
times, bro.
Man, the more we talk, the more I get disgusted, because I'm so fed up. I mean,
It's like swallowing vomit, bro. It is horrible, man.
I don't listen. You know what's funny? Because I remember what's his name, Mark Solera said it one time when he was playing for the Washington team, and he said how none of their starters would be able to start for the Dallas Cowboys in the '90s.
Who said
I
that?
look at this, yeah. So I look at this team now. Is there any player on this current roster that could start for the Eagles? I mean, being honest, other than the kicker and the punter,
I
mean,
think
are any of our receivers better than the starters of the Eagles? Or our running backs better than the
we
Eagles running
supposedly
backs?
have the
Is our
best wide
quarterback
receiver duel.
that much better than their quarterback?
Well, the Eagles both receivers are over 1,000 yards, so that ain't a fucking given.
I'm just saying. These are the things that people need to look at. You have to be able to look at the teams you're trying to beat and honestly look at them and say, are you better than that team? I mean, look at the Patriots. I mean, they got a bunch of unknown wide receivers. Their quarterback is obviously better than ours. And I think he makes their offensive line seem better than ours.
They got Stephon
I
Diggs.
really do because I think put Drake May with this offensive line and the time this line gives. Man,
I just think that when you get quarterbacks that are 10 years into the league, they get too fucking expensive to build teams around. And you can get it done, but you have to draft really, really well.
It's too hard.
That is very hard. And the Rams have been able to do it since the fuck them picks Super Bowl that they did. But what did they do? They traded Jalen Ramsey away to get some more picks back. They traded away Von Miller. They got rid of all of these high priced veterans. They brought them all in to win a Super Bowl, and then they got rid of them so that they can rebuild their team.
Yeah,
and it takes a couple years. But they've been competitive because they got a good head coach.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing I tell with Mike Tomlin up in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin is cursed because he's too good of a coach. He's too good of he's too good of a coach. He's too good of a coach to lose so that he can get a good quarterback.
Yep.
So he can drag bubblegum and duct tape to the playoffs and to a winning record. But because now he's drafted in the 20s, he's hard pressed to find a really top level quarterback. So he's constantly looking in free agencies and through trades to try to get a quarterback. But if you look at the history of Mike Tomlin and the amount of quarterbacks that he drug to a winning season, and then you look at what they do when they're not underneath Mike Tomlin.
Bro, if Mike Tomlin were to get fired, and if
Jerry
Jones had any balls, if Jerry Jones had any balls, he
better come to Dallas. He better come to Dallas.
I'm just saying.
Can I get Brian Flores as DC with Mike Tomlin as the head coach?
Stop. See, I can't have dreams.
I gotta go change my pants right now, man.
Yeah, exactly.
A dream team right there.
Yo, that team might be able to win in spite of Dak Prescott.
Man,
you talking about single digit defense, man.
Well, you know he would take that back from Notre Dame Love just because, and yeah, he'd make it happen. In the free agency, he would get someone like Quincy Williams and whatever linebackers we need. He'd make it happen because players like to play for him.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin is not overrated. Not even close to overrated, man.
No, it's not even close.
People haven't paid attention to how bad the Pittsburgh Steelers rosters have been.
Bro.
I mean, can you name the receivers? I mean, think about outside of Antonio Brown. I mean, think of how long this guy's coached. That's all I gotta say. I mean, he had
this man.
Go ahead, sorry.
This man has never had a losing season as a head coach. You know how hard that is.
And his quarterbacks were as bad as Tommy Maddox.
And this is the thing. He's done it with damn it. He's damn near done it with a different quarterback ever since Ben Roethlisberger's retired. Every single fucking year, a different quarterback.
Yeah, even before. I mean, come on.
Roethlisberger was hurt half the fucking time when he was there.
So I'm just saying. I mean, he's done it. I mean, I think he can easily. It's weird to say that. He can more than compensate for Dak's inefficiency because you know what? He'll tell Dak a spade's a spade, and Dak would have to accept that. But
Mike Tomlin is a tell it like it is coach. He's a tell it like it is coach, man.
He's his own enemy. You're absolutely correct. He's his worst own enemy. That's true.
the dude saw Joe Flacco go to the Cincinnati Bengals and was like, "What the fuck are y'all doing, Browns?" He was like, "What the fuck?" Mike Tomlin knew as soon as he traded him to the Bengals, he was like, "We fucking lost that game." He was pissed off. That dude know football, man. He knew. He's like, "Why the fuck would you help them win games?"
Mm-hmm. And this guy's right. Has he found a quarterback? No, he has not, and no one's questioning that part. He's just like Uncensored says. You look at his record; it does not allow him to trade up for a quarterback. And
he's not. He don't tank. He's not going to lose games to get a quarterback. That's not who he is.
And on top of that, you know what team's going to trade with the Steelers? I mean, up. I mean, no one wants to do that. The Steelers are when the Steelers pick a player high up, you know, that player is going to be something. I mean,
Nobody even wants to trade for Pittsburgh's first round pick because you know it's going to be in the 20s. Guarantee, because he don't lose.
and everyone keeps bringing how he has not won in the playoffs. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't acquired the quarterback. I mean, 2 decades. I mean, listen, is it better than us? That's, I think people need to look at it that way. Is what Mike Tomlin done versus the Cowboys? He's done way better than us.
Yeah, I'm telling you
With
right
less
now,
talent.
man. Pittsburgh fans have been spoiled way too fucking long because Bill Cowher went a long fucking time and didn't win shit.
A long ass time.
Went a long fucking time and didn't win shit.
Making excuses for Tom like the Dak fanboys. Right. Okay.
Okay, a Super Bowl winning head coach.
Versus Dak, and he's won what?
The
Okay.
motherfucker can't get out of the divisional round, but we're going to compare a Super Bowl winning head coach. It's the same thing they tried to do with Jalen Hurts, talking about, Dak Prescott's better than a two-time Super Bowl appearing quarterback and a Super Bowl MVP.
Yep.
The same fucking people that try to compare Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, who dragged Lamar Jackson, you couldn't get wide receivers to go play with him.
Nope.
They wouldn't even fucking go in free agency to play with him. Josh Allen last year, who was his wide receivers? Who was his wide receivers last year that he drug to the playoffs? Come on now, man. Y'all gotta stop that shit, man.
It's all comes down to people just like they just have an agenda, so to speak. Like, look, is any coach flawless? Absolutely not. But you can see what they're trying to do. That's the point you're trying to look at. Dak, to me, look, Dak has maxed out his physical gifts. Okay, no one's questioning that part. In terms of him studying tape, I question that all day because I don't know how a guy who's 10 years in the league cannot decipher from cover 1, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, cover whatever. He can't do it. And a guy who is sitting on his couch for 5 years rolls out of bed with a beer belly, and I've seen him line up on the field, and he's directing traffic like it's nothing. I still can't get over Phillip Rivers.
And don't even know the names of his teammates. He called them by their number 815 over here.
I mean,
22 over there. Directing the offense.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. The coach wasn't telling him, "Oh, he gave me the wrong play." No. There was none of that. And that's what I expect from a senior quarterback player. Aaron Rodgers, you see him doing it. I mean, whatever. What's the point?
Aaron Rodgers told him to leave him alone yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, he said he's told him, "Don't substitute. I got this. Leave me alone."
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. He was working that 2-minute offense like, I got this.
Man.
I've only done it for how many years?
Yeah. But people also have to take in perspective what's going on this year. Did anybody think Aaron Rodgers was a capable quarterback after the 2 years with New York and the bullshit those seasons look like?
I'll tell you,
hell no.
I'll tell you, I didn't know why I think so. I'll answer that. My question with him had to do, did he recover from that Achilles? And once he showed that he was over that and was able to put, actually throw into the football, I knew he was okay.
Yeah, there was one team that called Aaron Rodgers all season. One.
Steelers.
Yeah. If the Steelers didn't pick up the phone, Aaron Rodgers is sitting next to Pat McAfee every day.
Yep.
Yeah, he played with the Steelers.
But once again, he's been in the league for a long time. He knows how to read.
Yeah, he didn't want to do training camp, OTAs, and all that shit. That's why he drug that shit out. The Steelers knew what was going on.
Of course he did.
And the reason why I know that the Steelers knew he was coming is because they didn't pursue and try to sign any other fucking quarterbacks. If they had any reservations that they were doing it, they would have went after the other quarterbacks that were out there.
Hey, Jerry, that's called a gentleman's agreement. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna go ahead.
It's sad, bro. We can't do
tonight.
I appreciate
Can't
do a damn thing. We can't get a coach. I mean, forget the coaches. I'm not even worried about coaching anymore. My issue is organizational structure. How you do it. Until you get that fixed, I don't care if it's Tom Landry.
All right.
Still going to lose.
You got to cut this show, bro.
All right,
man.
JB.
Tonight, man. I appreciate everybody. Everybody in the chat, unsensible stopping through. You know we put that shit out there about Brian Flores.
Brian Flores, head coach.
I wish.
We put that
You
out there.
heard you
Appreciate you,
heard it
Dak.
here. You heard it here first. I don't give a fuck what
Yep.
none of them dudes say, man.
Yep.
When
I
I first
appreciate
said it,
you.
people thought I was crazy.
Yeah, when I put it on
What,
Twitter
there's
and
news
when
saying that
I put it
he's
on
actually,
Facebook,
that's a possibility?
they was
No,
calling
we
me
just
crazy.
me and JB were on live stream. And we were just talking. And I said, you know what, man, I'd love to have Brian Flores as the head coach.
Yep.
And JB was like, hell yeah. And
Yeah.
then I said, let's get the hashtag going. JB made a post, and
Right,
now
right.
all of a sudden everybody's talking about it.
Yep. Yep.
I
We
told y'all
talked
they'd be
about that
watching.
last week.
Man, listen. I don't. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't see. And here's the thing, though: in order for him to be successful, once again, it doesn't matter if you still have the same draft personnel and all that, and decisions are made the same way as they always are. It don't matter if it's Brian Flores, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
It
but
don't
I
matter.
don't think Brian Flores sits in the corner in the draft room like Shotty was.
Nope.
I think he's gonna have look. These are the players I want. This is what I want. He's not gonna be one of the ones that's just sitting around. He didn't take that. He didn't take that shit. And I know JB trying to get off, but he didn't take that
Well, go ahead.
bullshit
Go
that they
ahead.
pulled, that the league pulled on him. He sued them. He's not sitting back idly, just letting these people walk all over him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When Miami wanted to tank, he
Oh
said,
my
"Fuck that,
God.
no."
Well,
He's like, I'm going to win fucking football games. You know, that's the type of player that I want somebody to hate losing, man.
JD, man, you're the man. Look at that. Look at that. You start. Oh man, I like it. I like it.
Man, you got them all up there. Now they want to talk about it, but man,
Oh my
we've been put
gosh.
that
Yeah,
out
he would
there.
make Dak tap out. Shoot.
All
I
right, JB,
appreciate
I know you're
y'all,
trying
man.
to
I'm
get
gonna get
off,
up
man.
out of here tonight, man. Y'all
I
know we do
appreciate
this
JB. This
again,
is
man.
awesome.
Yes,
This
sir.
is hands
Yes, sir.
down.
All right, later.
Wow. Wow. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. So everybody.
All right, unsensitive.
All right,
Holla,
man.
bro.